President Biden has declared a major disaster for 8 Kentucky counties. Those stretch from Fulton County at the western tip all the way to Taylor County. This means individuals living in those areas can get immediate help, which includes grants for at least 2 weeks of temporary housing, home repairs, and low-cost loans. Disaster survivor assistance teams and federal housing experts will be meeting with families and communities to create a long-term strategy to rebuild.
And with each passing day, the human impact of this devastation is the depth of the losses are becoming more and more apparent. We're also seeing destruction met with a lot of compassion, I'm told. Everywhere they've gone, they had people volunteering, talking, asking for that they not only get help, but how they can give some help.
FEMA has also rapidly deployed urban search and rescue teams, incident management assistant teams, and mobile communication operations vehicles to assist response and coordination efforts, and has sent dozens of generators, 30,000 meals, 90,000 bottles of water, 4,500 blankets, 2,100 cots, and other critical commodities to Kentucky to help families in need.
Previously, the president declared the storms a federal emergency, which lets FEMA assist in the aftermath, but it's limited to $5 million. The major disaster declaration does not have that limit. Donations are pouring in from here at home and across the country, but if you still want to help, we're hosting a Red Cross phone bank.
Yeah, the phone bank is underway right now. Will be going until 9 o'clock tonight. That number 502-893-3232. We have some wonderful volunteers here answering your phone calls. We also have Aaron Zuber with the American Red Cross. Aaron, thanks so much for joining us today. I think people at home, they want to know where the money's going whenever they give a call and they give 10, 20, no matter what donation. Where's that money going?
That money is going to emergency relief, directly to food and shelter for the victims of the southern tornadoes and the storms in western Kentucky.
How much have we raised so far? We've been here for a few hours now, and I know the phone, they keep ringing. They've been ringing off the hook.
The phones have been ringing like crazy. Thank you so very much. We've raised $20,000 so far this evening just in phone calls.
And that $20,000 is so important and so needed for our neighbors in the western part of the state. The volunteers here have been working hard. They're special volunteers. Tell me about the volunteers who are answering the phone calls.
We have great volunteers here tonight from GE Appliances. They're here because they are a great partner, and they've partnered with the Red Cross in financial donations, as well as these wonderful volunteers and board members who step up and know that they need to be volunteering for the Red Cross in all that we do.
And Aaron, the donations that are coming in tonight are so important. We have folks who have lost everything. They don't even have clothes to wear. How important are these donations for the folks in western Kentucky?
These donations, $10, $5, $2,500, whatever people can give, are life-saving to these people and giving them the immediate needs and meeting their immediate needs to get them through another evening. The Red Cross is there and will be there as long as it takes.
Yeah, we always hear about the Red Cross being the first there to help, and we appreciate what you're doing with the Red Cross, Aaron. Thank you so much. Again, our phone bank will be open until 9 o'clock, so give us a call, 502-893-3232. Every little bit helps. Vicki, Jay?
Thanks, Jennifer. I'm here in the Weather Center with Jay Carnosi, a very familiar spot for us on a Saturday morning, just after midnight. You were on watching these storms as they moved across the state. We were here for hours and hours as they would touch down in one county and then hop over several and hit another one.
Yeah, it was surreal just watching this entire event unfold. First in western Kentucky, actually way out in sections of Arkansas. That's where this tornado outbreak originated. But folks, this was a regional tornado outbreak. Here are the tornado reports as they occurred that Friday overnight through early Saturday morning. You can see, yeah, the Commonwealth. Oh my goodness, so very hard hit. But tornadoes reported as far north as Chicago, down through Illinois, of course, the lower and middle Mississippi valleys on into the Tennessee Valley, as well as the Commonwealth. The strongest tornado of the entire outbreak of the 70 reports of tornadoes, of course, the Quad State tornado that originated in Arkansas and then tracked its way off towards the northeast at speeds of nearly 60 miles an hour from time to time. Folks, it was on the ground for a continuous track of 227 miles. Now, those are prelim numbers. This could change somewhat, but if it stands, it's going to go down in the record books as the longest track tornado ever recorded in the United States. It's going to beat out the tri-state tornado of 1925. So far now, and this could still change, but so far, the National Weather Service has found EF3 tornado damage with the storm, with this particular tornado, the one that impacted Mayfield, Dawson Springs, as well as Bremen. Now that means winds of 136 to 165. I believe this could change, and this could be actually elevated to an EF4, EF5, just looking at some of the damage, some of the homes that were just completely wiped out. There is nothing left, nothing but foundations. The surveys, they will certainly continue. Check out this vertical structure. This is amazing. This is the tornado. This is the storm as it was moving through the Mayfield area. Now, this is not hail. This is not rain. This is actually debris being picked up by the tornado and then pulled way up into the atmosphere, over 30,000 feet up. You can see that debris. No wonder folks in central and eastern Kentucky were finding debris in their backyards from the tornadoes that touched down in the western portion of the state. All right, those supercells, they continue to move off to the east-northeast. As you know, they impacted our viewing area big time. We had a couple of zones of supercells move from southwest to northeast. Let's talk about it. First off, in Ohio County, an EF3 tornado has been confirmed with winds of 140 miles per hour. That storm continued to move off to the northeast in Breckenridge and Grayson counties. At the Falls of Rough, we have an EF1 tornado that touched down, winds of 105. A little farther off to the northeast, Spencer County, western Spencer County, an EF1 tornado. Yet another supercell moved out of Tennessee and impacted Warren County in the city of Bowling Green. We talked about that. That was an EF3, winds to 155. Unfortunately, 15 fatalities. That storm continued off to the northeast. Couple of tornadoes touching down in Hart County, Horse Cave, as well as Hardeeville, impacted by an EF1 and EF2. And finally, in Taylor County, in the small city of Saloma, we had an EF3 tornado touchdown, causing one fatality, unfortunately. Now, Vicki, the thing of it is, no doubt as we move forward in time, these surveys, which will continue over the next several days to several weeks, more and more data will be coming in, and of course, we'll be adding to these maps as we move forward. A night we all would like to forget. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be etched in everybody's minds going forward. Vicki?
Jay, they've confirmed 5 tornadoes. You said they will be.
You know, but we're here. We're strong. We're strong. We'll make it.
A story of survival among devastation. Coming up next on WLKY, see how a family managed to make it through the storm, but are left picking up the memories of everything they've lost.